Fishing is brought to you by Culprit, confidence with every cast. Phoenix Boats, experience the difference. And Power Pole, swift, silent, secure.
Today, we're all about backwaters. I'm fishing early spring in a river system, and main river pretty much no good this time of year. So you got to get way back off the lake, back in where those fish are going to set up to spawn, and that's my plan today. So see what happens. The water's only 63, but that don't matter. That didn't take long with the frog. Choke that bad boy. I said just a cast before, I already can't stand it. I got to pick up that frog. First cast with this style frog the whole year, and I had my drag all the way loosened up when I set the hook, so it's amazing I even caught him. Bye-bye. Oh. Yep, I had a buddy. I missed him. Don't know that he ever touched it. There's that credit crawl back in there real quick. That was exactly where that other fish was. Got it. Follow them up. Anytime you're fishing topwater baits, always have a bait you can pitch out there to follow them up. I'm gonna try a little bit of everything until I get a feel for it. It looks so good, like I should catch one every cast. God, there was one in them lily pads. That's where I would expect them to spawn, is in those lily pad stems. Off of that lily pad stem. My own skinny male. Now we're here, the water temperature is 60 degrees and it's April the 2nd. And I think these fish are starting to think about spawning. We've had a really cold winter. The water's really getting warm now. And if you look around at what I'm fishing, some of the lily pad stems are on the outer edge. The roots of the lily pads have like a hard root and it sticks out. And in these backwaters that have soft bottom like this, that's some of the only place they have to spawn. So if you fish real slow around those lily pad root systems, you likely drag it over a bed. And this water's so dark, there's no way you're gonna see a bed. So you just have to fish really methodical. Hope to fish fast like any day, but if you fish really methodical, you got a good shot at catching a lot of fish. I looked down to see how deep it was and he sucked it in. That's an advantage when you're frog fishing, to not be paying attention, and you know you'll get a good hook set. You won't set the hook too fast. Anytime you come into these backwaters and you see any kind of shallow vegetation in the spring, that's where the fish are gonna be. I mean, logs and stumps and everything are fine, but the shallow weeds really warm up fast in the springtime when the sun hits it. So that's where you wanna be, shallow weeds.
No Fishing is brought to you by Culprit Lures, Phoenix Boats, and Power Pole.
So let me show you the two baits I'm using. To just find the fish, I've been fishing with a frog and hopefully they bite it. But when I find one and it boils on it, I pitch this Culprit and Credit Crawl, and it's been nearly 100%. When I find them with the frog, I get them with this and Credit Crawl. Did he ever hammer that? It came from the deep water and pinned it up against the bank. That was pretty cool. That's the nice thing about 50-pound Sunline braid too. You ain't gonna break them off. It's a good fish right there, long. Looks like it has already been spawning where it's red around there. Nice fish. Oh, that's not bad. This is a first for me, y'all. This is a crappie on a frog. Look at that thing. I have never in my life caught a crappie on a frog. That's a first. Look at that thing. It's a beautiful fish. It's a big old crappie. He's got to be a pound. Ish Monroe ain't got nothing on me. I can catch crappie on frogs. And sometimes the backwaters are a lot of trouble to get into, but once you get way back in there, they're less silty. A lot of times the mouths are just like inches deep, and everybody gets discouraged when they get to the mouth. But if you can just get beyond where you're discouraged and it gets deeper, there's a lot of times a population of bass back there that's completely unmolested. That was cool. Little male, but he totally wanted that thing. Came out of there like he'd not ever seen a lure. Can't believe how shallow that fish was. You got it. That's cool. Not near as big as I thought. But it goes to show, you follow up with that creature bait to the frog, any place you think there might be a bed, even though you can't see it, pitch it in there. So what just happened on that last fish is I had a bite on a frog, and generally if they're bedding, which I think most of these fish are bedding, it's best if one swipes at the frog, it's best to let him settle down for even 10-15 seconds. That way he's turned around and gets back to the bed, and you pitch it in there where hopefully the bed is and get him to bite, and that's exactly what happened there. I happened to time it perfect and caught that fish. All right, I'll pitch my crawl in there. God, I'm gonna say this again. Got him, big one. Not that big. He's the best one of the day. Oh. You know, that guy boiled on my frog, gave away his location, and credit crawled him right into the boat. Look at that thing, full spawn. It looks kind of a little bit beat up. Golly. All right. God, that was awesome. Well, it's about to get dark on us, and I better get on out of this backwater and get down the main river. But the takeaway from today is don't get discouraged when the fish move up to the beds, but you can't see them. I've been fishing dark water. The main river's been really muddy, and I've been getting way back in these backwaters. And the only thing I know to say, to do, is just keep going. Know that the fish are gonna be on the bed, and have baits that fish in the strike zone a long time. I fished a frog and a culprit and credit crawl most all day, and had pretty good luck under somewhat tough conditions. So now you know.